Hello, hello. How are you guys? It's been a while. So I thought what I would do is start with just chatting with you guys for a few minutes before I start. Um, I know it's been a hot minute. I think the last time I did a live stream was like a month and a half ago, something like that, right? So I'm doing a lot better. Um, I have taken back my life slowly, and so I haven't been able to get as much done as I would have liked, but instead I've been taking care of my mental health. Um, Physically, I'm doing well, and you guys don't need to worry about me. I'm not sure when I will disclose what happened to me in the first bit of this year. But I'm okay. I'm good. And yeah, life, you know. So I am trying something new because I was editing my footage for the Haynes 480, which I did manage to upload, but I'm still editing the Haynes Piccolos, AP 46 and 48. So there's the rough draft is done of that one, but I still just kind of need to put in all the, little, well, I like to do the little effects and the little the little captions or subtitles and stuff like that. So all that is still in the works. But one thing I noticed majorly was it is very difficult to edit around the chat. I am sorry, guys. I will put the chat up when I'm sight reading and when I'm just having a dedicated stream to just chat with you guys, like my AMAs. But for my reviews, it is so difficult to edit around the chat. And also I had like my second cam, my desk cam. And it's very difficult to edit around that because it's very hard to find like good thumbnail shots and stuff like that, and then edit around the chat and the second camera. So I was thinking we're gonna try this out for my reviews. It's just going to be just this, nothing fancy, all right? And I'm hoping that it'll make editing the reviews down into more digestible videos a lot easier on me. So I hope you guys don't mind. But the live chat will still be up for here. So like if you're watching on YouTube, like on an actual browser, you should see the live chat going. It's just not going to show up on this screen, basically, like on this in this area in here. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there. Having you guys there is a little distracting on screen for sure. It's really good when we're doing those kinds of streams where like there is a ton of like live chat interactions. So like, AMAs and sight reading and, et cetera, right? So I love being distracted by you guys, but what I'm realizing is that it's just not very conducive to like reviewing. So yes, got to keep the focus. So anyway, I do want to do my typical roll call. So hey, Henry, Vera Kosin, Nicholas, how are you? Let's see, Jackie, Steven, hello, welcome back. How are you doing? Michael, hello, it's good to see you again. And Einstein, hello. So it looks like Henry, you have some good news that you can share soon. We will be waiting. Okay, let's see. anybody have any, like, I want to spend at least another few minutes chatting with you guys, but I was just about to ask what you guys are up to. And Nicholas here, Just Another Flute Guy, is saying that you're doing well, been pumping out content for Cam Voyage. I have been getting the Instagram notifications. Good for you, man. I hope more people continue to buy your stuff. You know, I was just using them. See, look, it's on my cleaning rod. I was just using it. Oh, a lot of Devil Wears Prada sound clips. Very appropriate, in my opinion. You know, us fluties, we're very like, you know. Steven, you didn't realize this was a review until I mentioned it. You guys are so sweet. It's actually such a, like, it's an honor to, you know, be a content creator where you guys are here for me, you know, not just for the content I make. And I just want to say that I really, like, I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate that. I do know how lucky I am that you guys do this. So, have I seen Devil Wears Prada 2? I haven't, but I have been, I've been keeping up with the hype. I know that there's been a lot of hype around it. Yeah. Oh, Michael, how sweet of you to say. Thank you. I'm very excited for these flutes that we're going to try today. I didn't expect what has come to my door. So, oh, you guys. Oh, I'm so happy to be back. It feels so good, guys. Like, I can't even tell you how nice it is to just kind of take my life back. I've been feeling so out of sorts and so not myself. And you know, it's funny because I feel like when you get to the stage of life that I'm at right now, what you do on the day-to-day really is a reflection of what you value, like whether, you know, different aspects of your career or your hobbies and stuff like that. And it's kind of amazing how fulfilled you can feel, and you can take that fulfillment for granted, you know, when you're actually doing the things that you want to do. So, you know, to stop being vague, I've been slowly kind of rebuilding my life. So 2 weeks ago, I restarted my morning workouts, and that has been amazing to kind of like get myself started. I am the type of person that needs to do a morning workout to like wake up, be energized, be inspired. On the mornings that I don't do a morning workout, I am so uninspired, and I don't want to do anything that I want to do. Does that make sense? It's like depression, you know, where you don't want to do the things that you normally love. So, but yeah, like every time I, you know, go for a workout, afterwards, I'm just energized. I've got like the feel good, you know, endorphins going, and I get way more creative and inspired as a result. So that has been amazing. So that was 2 weeks ago. This week, we're at the end of this week now, but this week at the start of it, I restarted my practice sessions. Now, y'all are probably wondering, where are your practice sessions if you said you restarted your practice sessions? They are over on my membership page. So I am again soft launching my membership page. If you go to member.JustAnotherFlutist.com, I will put this in the chat. JustAnotherFlutist.com. justanotherbflutist.com. This will redirect you to my membership page that is actually, it's actually part of my merch shop. And I have two tiers. I have a $5 tier, $5 a month. And then you get all my practice sessions, you get unboxings, which I did an unboxing of these instruments earlier today. You get, oh gosh, what else do I put on there? You get like a discount off of like my merch. You get to watch my monthly, if people submit stuff, my monthly masterclass. And you can also submit your own for $25, I believe it is. But if you go in the higher tier, the $10 a month tier, that's more the education tier, is like how I think of it. You get the really nerdy stuff in the more expensive tier. So in that one, you get like prettied up diagrams of these reviews. I would love to go back and catch up on the old ones, but that's going to take a while. So right now I'm just kind of getting into the rhythm of things first before I try to do that. And then eventually I want to put up practice guides. So I actually started writing some practice guides for my own students, and so I would love to publish them for you guys. So that'll be on that $10 tier as well. And then there are, what else is on there? Right, you get a bigger discount off of my merch, and then you also get a discount on your submission to my monthly masterclass. So it is, you know, it's to kind of like make up for the fact that you are already paying for a like higher tier. So yeah, I've practiced every single day this week since Sunday, I believe. I think since Sunday. So I've already made insane progress in only this week. I've only been practicing half an hour a day because that's all I really have to do. And also that's all my stamina can really do, because my stamina is shot after not practicing for so long. But stamina is coming back up. I'm feeling like myself again. I can blast those D7s on my harmonics. I think there was only one day that I couldn't do it because I burned my mouth during lunch. But yeah, it's like, it's been amazing to just kind of like get my life back. And then so today's stream was another of this kind of taking my life back moments. Like I really wanted to like be streaming publicly, you know. So yeah, if you guys want to submit little 2-minute videos for my masterclass, I'd love to hear you guys play, and I would love to give you my thoughts. I'm not here to judge, okay? I'm here to just give you different perspective. 1010 guy here has already submitted one, and we have a little masterclass up there if you guys want to go and take a look. And that was really fun. I think what I discovered was that my perspective is more in how you interact with your flute and how your flute interacts with the space that you're playing in, and stuff like that. And I mean, that's basically what I do here, right? So it makes sense that that is the perspective that I can offer to you guys. Something a little bit kind of maybe different than what you would normally get from a masterclass. So yeah, I would really love to hear more of you guys play and then give you my thoughts. So if you would like to make a submission to the masterclass, the monthly masterclass, please do so. It's all there at member.JustAnotherFlutist.com. On the top, there'll be like a little masterclass kind of tab, and then you can purchase it right there. So I'm not here to judge you guys. No, I'm really not. I know it says masterclass, but it's just because traditionally it's called a masterclass. It's because other people get to watch me give you my feedback. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that is the definition of a masterclass, right? So yeah, yes, it is an ongoing online masterclass series. Yeah, so like if you guys want just my thoughts, my feedback on your playing, I do have to limit it though, because if I don't limit the time, this can go crazy. So I've limited it to like, I'm only going to listen to 2 minutes. I'm so sorry. And then I can, give, basically we're taking the time of about 10 minutes, 10, 15-ish minutes. And then, so I'll listen to you for 2 minutes. And then for the rest of the time, I'll give you my thoughts. And then we kind of have to, keep it there. But because it's ongoing, you guys can like do follow-ups. So like, based on what I told you, if you guys want to make any changes to your playing, or you're trying it out, on like a different piece, or maybe on the same piece you want a follow-up, you can submit a follow-up in another month, like, yeah, I'm totally open to that. In fact, I think it would be very interesting for people to see, everyone's development over time. And you enjoyed it greatly. I'm so glad, 1010, Henry. Can you play Mary Had a Little Lamb on the head joint? Absolutely. In fact, you can even do it on multiple head joints to see what's the difference. And then I can also be super nerdy and give you my thoughts on the differences that I hear, Sir Chestnut, hello, how are you? So let's see. Yay for practicing every day. You are not doing every day. Don't worry, man. This is just a personal thing that I really wanted to I really wanted to do something every day to remind myself that I'm taking back my own life for me. And so getting myself to practice every day is not actually to get better at the flute, even though that is what's happening. For me, it's just to remind me that I am a flutist. That like, this is what I do. It's an identity thing, So, hey Noelle, how are you? Hello, hello. Eyes on the road, okay? Eyes on the road. I can see that you said that you're driving home, but it's great to have you here. Okay, hey David, how are you? Welcome back. Okay, so we've chatted far too much already, so I'm gonna get started. I would like to start, if you guys are okay with it, I would really like to start with the Trevor James. So let me just switch to my second cam here so I can show you guys. I'm gonna make myself nice and small because the point of this second camera is for you guys to see like up close what's going on. I do have a couple of flutes up here in preparation for trying these little babies, but we're gonna put those off to the side for now and just take a look at this. So we have in front of us here, which by the way, thank you again, Flute Center, for sending this over for me to try out. This is very exciting. I did not know that Trevor James was coming out with a new beginner model flute. I think this case is really dang cute. I don't remember if this is the same case that they had before. I would not be surprised if there was a redesign, but it is a hard case. And then we're just going to flip up the buckles. Again, I'll show you guys here. This is just a very, very simple buckle system. And then it releases. And then in here, we already have a really nice microfiber polishing cloth. I feel like this is not something you normally get at the beginner level, so I'm very pleased to see that. And then they also include their gauze, and they have a wooden cleaning rod. Very typically for beginner model flutes, you're going to see that these are plastic. So I really like that this is wood. I would say though, I personally would not store these cloths in here. It is really soft up here, and it's like, as you can see that my thumb actually just kind of pushes it down. So I don't think that this is actually pushing down on the keys too much. However, I just grew up, you know, being told never to place things on top of your keys. So if I were you, I would have like a little pouch or something that you can kind of clip on to, like a little keychain pouch that you can clip on to the handle here. And then you can kind of fold these up and put it in there. That's actually how I used to do it. I had a little Hello Kitty kind of keychain pouch here. I think it was like a tiny little mini backpack, but it was like a little, yeah, it was a little pouch with a little keychain attachment so that I can attach it here. So that's what I would suggest that you do if you purchase this. But yeah, this is really nice microfiber polishing cloth. It's rather unusual to see this style with a beginner model flute, but I believe the reason why they do this is because they just include this with all of their flutes. So lovely. Now we're going to put this baby together, or at least we're going to take a look at it. So it's a very typical C-foot closed hole beginner model flute. Let me read out the specs to you guys. I did actually bring it up on my screen here. So yeah, first impression did not disappoint. You're absolutely correct. So, okay. So we have here, this is the Trevor James model 11XC. So previously, the model number, I believe, was 10XC, or 10X. And I have recommended that personally to my own students for a long time. Like, it's one of the beginner model flutes that I tend to ask people to try out. So I personally was very, very impressed in person with them, because I had a student a very long time ago, like a little kid playing one of the, I think it was like the curved head joint, the tiny flute, and I believe that was the Trevor James, and I've always been very impressed. So I haven't actually looked at this. I did do the unboxing, but I didn't actually play the flute. I just made sure all the keys were working, and that was it. So specs though, let's see. So this is new from Trevor James. So this is the Trevor James model 11X is the new and improved version of the Trevor James 10XC. The 11X comes with a traditional lip plate rather than the shaped lip plate of the 10XC. Interesting. So I guess this is closer then to closer to maybe, I guess, Trevor James' design of their like higher model flutes. At least that's what I understand from this description. Okay, so that is the major change for this model. We are looking at silver-plated head joint, silver-plated body and mechanism, closed hole, which plateau model, stainless steel springs, Lucien Deluxe pads, 0.015 inch or 0.38 millimeters. As I understand, Trevor James is British, right? So I think the 0.38 millimeters is the, like they measure it in millimeters. Tune net equals 442, offset G, C foot joint. All right, so that's what this baby looks like. I was thinking that I would like give you guys like even more of a close-up. I don't know. Should I like, maybe I'll zoom in like this and then try to get it to focus on me. There we go. So, oh, it doesn't like the flutes in the back. So I'm gonna do this. Okay. And then that way, maybe it'll actually stay like this. So yeah, I've been wanting to give you guys like a really nice close-up. Yeah, now you guys can see it in all its HD glory. So that's what we're looking at. Yeah. So the barrel looks like this. All right, and then show you guys back. It's a pretty little thing. I'll show you guys the foot joint. It's kind of your typical. I wouldn't say it's like really anything crazy. Oh, I just love how shiny and new it is though. Oh man, I'm getting all my fingerprints on it. Ugh. Well, I mean, let me use the Cam Voyage microfiber polishing cloth to, you know, get my disgusting fingerprint. I'm getting more on it as I'm touching it more. Okay, anyway. Yeah, it's so pretty. I think what I really enjoyed, do you see what they've done to the rings? It's really pretty. It's actually like, there's like little geometric, there's like a little geometric design on the rings. It's very, very pretty. Look at that. Let's see if like I can get this to, unsure if it will. Oh yeah, now you guys can see it. You see that little like geometric design? I feel like it's so freaking unnecessary. And yet they did it. Yeah, faceted rings, there you go. Really pretty. I mean, like, this is just not something that you would expect, because they did it here too, on the barrel. Look at that. So pretty. I was noticing that when I was putting it together during the unboxing, and I was like, what the heck? They also did it on the crown up here. Gosh. They really know how to make a flutist feel spoiled right from the beginning. Because this is a beginner model flute. So this particular head joint, immediately during the unboxing, I noticed that it has this really sharp drop off right here. Like, it's really flat on the outer side of the lip plate. Yeah, I think you guys can kind of see that in the light. I think maybe if I show it this way, yeah, you guys can see how flat that looks. Yeah. So, I'm also noticing that the lip hole is cut so that the two kind of like sides are very flat. They're very, very flat. It's like, it's not really rounded, if that makes sense. It's rounded on the sides, obviously, like in the corners, but like on the sides, on the edges here, inner edge and the outer edge, they're very, very flat and like cut. There's almost like a little corner that you can see here. So I wonder if that's going to make the sound more kind of like responsive, like very clear cut and responsive. Likely that's what's going to happen. And I always find that when there's a sharp drop off here, it also makes the tone and the sound a lot more immediately responsive. So that's what I'm thinking might happen. But yet again, things have always, you know, surprised me. So I don't always stick with my initial hypothesis. But I like to kind of make my guesses first and see if I'm correct or not. It's always super fun when I'm proven wrong. So, okay. So we've got that. We're going to go back here so I can put the flute together. See, isn't that nice? Now that I have like all this real estate in here, it's just so much nicer to show like close-ups and stuff like that. So yeah, I have been doing my homework. I've been looking at my own streams and thinking about how to, you know, make them better. Interesting. So something I just noticed, I didn't notice this before, but, and I'm not sure if you guys are going to notice it either, but these guys are, it's so subtle, but do you guys see how these keys here from the, where your middle, or the, I guess this is the B flat key, onward, those are in line with each other, but this one is angled a bit higher. like the C key is angled and it sits a bit higher. Now I wonder if this is going to create a similar effect to what I do on my flutes. So this is my old Mancke, and I got a piece of cork shellac glued onto this one so that it would be more comfortable for my small hands, so I don't have to squeeze as far down. I'm legit wondering if this is like a very subtle way of doing that. It's super subtle, but I think you guys can see it. It's like angled up a bit, so it like sits a bit higher. Yeah, it's ergonomic. Also, yes, 1010, this is a Snoopy shirt I'm wearing. I have accidentally started to collect all of the Snoopy sweaters from Uniqlo. This is my third one. They're just really, one, they're cute, two, they're high quality, and three, it's really comfortable. Like, I feel like I'm wearing pajamas. So anyway, I think this C key is actually done on purpose like that. Because let me tell you, that feels really comfortable. So I hope that what I'm seeing is actually the actual design. I think it is. Because, I mean, if they're going to be detailed enough to, like, have faceted rings, then I'm like, this has to be part of the design. It is really comfortable for my tiny hands. Snoopy from where? This Snoopy. Yeah, I think it's just some sort of, like, collaboration with Uniqlo, I think. Once you go down the Uniqlo rabbit hole, you cannot escape. True. It's 100% intentional. Okay, I like that you think so too, Nicholas. I think it is intentional. Oh, it's so comfortable. I wonder if they had someone with smaller hands try this, and then they mentioned that it would be nicer if that key was like higher up and angled higher up too. Okay, anyway, I'm going to try this now. So I'm going to noodle around. First, we're going to get up. I think it's better if I'm standing. Okay, here we go. So, all right, here we go. Noodling time. Okay, feeling-wise, it feels very close to, like, more what I would expect an intermediate flute to feel like. And yeah, it, like, in terms of blowing into the flute, I don't feel like I'm playing a beginner model flute. I think it's because they went for, like, their traditional head joint. I do have a copper alloy one. I think I need to look at it. Yeah, my copper alloy one also has like a drop off too. I would say it's more it's more extreme on the 11XC. But yeah, this one has a bit of a drop off too. I think I'll show you guys. There we go. So this is my copper alloy. Yeah, I think you guys can see that kind of like drop off right there, but it's more extreme on this one, the 11C. Yeah. Sorry, mine is a little bit dirty. But yeah, interesting. Okay, so essentially this plays like, it doesn't, I would say that this flute doesn't quite have the same ring as a flute with silver would have, like a silver riser or a silver head joint or something like that. It doesn't have quite that ring, but feeling wise, it feels like at least an intermediate flute. So the jump to a higher level flute, like when you upgrade from this flute, the feeling won't change as drastically, which is kind of nice. I do personally find that as a teacher, I think one of the biggest surprises that my students have is when they upgrade to another instrument and they're like, whoa, it feels so different. And then they have to kind of like fully rework their tone, fully rework like harmonics, et cetera, until they like get used to the new flute. So it's really interesting. Yeah, so Nicholas, you're saying these are all things that can be customized on our flutes, but to have that as a standard on a student model is mad impressive. Yeah, the C key is very impressive to me that they would think to do that on a student flute. Yeah. Oh, Susie, you're now shopping sweatpants in Uniqlo. Welcome to the Uniqlo rabbit hole. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do now is we'll go into harmonics now. So I think it's because it is a C foot joint that C sits quite high. It's very, very high. That D7 is coming out. This plays surprisingly very similar. You know what? Maybe it's not that surprising that it plays so similarly to my flute. I did pick the copper alloy as my backup. I think it's because it does play very similarly to my professional setup. Are these Y arms? Yes, they are all Y arms. Yes. Yeah, it's been a while since you've seen a flute with those. I know the pointed key arm thing is like really in. But yeah, no, these are all Y arms. And I have no problem with that. Okay, Yes, this plays very similarly to my setup. Maybe even more similar because it's a C foot joint. I think it's even more similar than my copper alloy. If my copper alloy had a C foot joint, it would match my flute even better, I think. So one day I might special order a C foot joint on my backup, but because it's my backup, it's just not really high on my priority list. Okay, I have a little surprise for you guys. I made it pretty. Okay, for continuity's sake, I am sorry, but I am going to make the chat go away. I forgot to, make that go away before the stream began. But I made it pretty, guys. You don't even know how long I took making this. I did this by hand. Like I did, like not actually draw it by hand, but I did the whole, like, I used the pen tool and made all the curves and everything. I know. After a long time, I have finally made it pretty. So this is a sneak peek if you guys are not part of my my membership tiers. So member.JustAnotherFlutist.com if you guys want to go check it out. But on the second tier, you will get a nice diagram like this. And I'll make it even prettier than what I'm going to do today because I'm still going to draw in the circles myself or the little swirls myself. And then it'll come with sort of a written breakdown of my review. So it takes a while to do that. So I was like, well, I guess I should charge for that. So, okay. Now, I'm going to start trying, kind of going back and forth between trying the harmonics and drawing them in for you guys. So let me just get situated here. But okay, wonderful, cool. So I'm going to double check where the low C is. Okay, this sounds crazy, but I'm going to draw it where I do actually feel it. So I feel the C, it's like here. It's crazy high. Usually it's against the lower lip, but this one's actually against the top lip. This one, I'm trying very hard to pick the same colors. Okay. It's like in this hollow here. All right. Okay, G5. Is like here. It's very, very high. Okay. Then it switches behind the teeth. The C6 is like here. 6 climbs up to here. Yep, exactly what I thought. So the G on this flute is also the kind of what I call the outlier. It breaks off of the, like, you would think that it's like up here somewhere, but it's not. It comes out here. Like, I do have to kind of floof out my top lip to have space to do that. And then it goes back. Yeah, so the B flat is right here, nestled right in here. And then the C7 I do have to kind of lift my mouth a little, but yeah, that C7 is like right around here, I would say. So for fun, the D7 yeah, it's even higher, but I have to, one, open up my mouth way more, and I have to shove way more air. It feels like it's up here. So that's an extra one, the D7, if ever you wanted to get it. Okay, wonderful. So let's see. Okay. Just reorganizing myself here. You can see me kind of shoehorning my mouth open. Yeah. And you can see why from this diagram, because my mouth is not big enough. So I have to actually open up my mouth to like artificially make that room. But yeah, so, okay. Wonderful. I'm just going to straight up say, I feel like this flute is going to be a dream for people who have overbites. I really think so. Because, I mean, just look at it. Like, this is the dream for someone with an overbite. There's nothing that requires you to feel the notes on the bottom half of your mouth. And thus, this is going to be a flute that you can actually, like, control by actually feeling everything against, you know, some part of your mouth. The worst is when you try a flute that, like, you kind of feel like you have to imagine where the, you know, this little air bubble is. If you can't feel the air bubble leaning against something, it's really tough. So, okay. Shall we? We shall continue. Next is like dynamics and tone color, that type of thing. So let's do it up. There we go. Okay, I actually already felt this when I was noodling around, but I didn't want to kind of like say it too early. But I am finding that I am messing with the space in the upper half of my mouth. If you try to open up in the bottom half, it does nothing for this flute. Like I'll do it for you guys. So I'm gonna try opening up the bottom half of my mouth. You guys are gonna hear it kind of warps the sound instead of actually like opening it up. You hear that? Like it's just kind of warped and sort of like it feels like I'm trying too hard. Like it sounds like I'm trying too hard. So if ever you have that sound on your own flute when you're like experimenting with tone and you're experimenting with like space in your mouth, if you ever do something and then you get that sound, that sort of warpy sound, then that means that what you're doing is just not what the flute wants to respond to. You know, so, you know, try a different spot in your mouth. But I already noticed when I was noodling around on this that it's very responsive to like if I'm making the space, you know, behind my teeth, you know, bigger, smaller, you know, or whatever. So I'm going to mess around a little bit more. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm pretending that behind my teeth, there's like a little oblong kind of bubble, not bubble. It's more like it feels like I'm holding like a squishy little jelly pouch up in the top half of my mouth, so against the roof of my mouth. And then I'm making the jelly pouch, like I'm imagining a jelly pouch in the top half of my mouth, and I'm making the jelly pouch like bigger, wider for that like richer tone, louder. And then I kind of like make that space narrow, really, really narrow. If I'm trying to have like a thinner tone or like a hollower tone and softer. So I think I'm using my tongue to do it. Like, I feel like I'm going ee, because that it kind of like flattens out the space up on top, but it gives you a lot of space, but it's flat. E, and then e, ooh, like it's saying ooh, but from the top part of your mouth. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna do it again to show you guys. I'm totally using my tongue. So my tongue is like, I'm using my tongue and like my cheeks to do it, if that makes sense. But yeah, I know, me sounding crazy. Explaining flute tone creation. But yeah, I'm imagining what it would be like if I stuck a jelly pouch that was sort of flat against the roof of my mouth, and like the bottom of it is kind of like hits sort of like maybe 1/3 down the mouth. So it's not filling it all the way halfway, but it's like 1/3 down the mouth. And there's this whole jelly packet like right in here. And then you can make the jelly packet like kind of wider for a richer tone, and then you make the jelly packet really thin for a thinner tone. And that also helps you put in a bigger airstream, bigger air bubble, for a loud sound. So by the way, the louder it is, the more your air bubble needs to like shove back a little, and then this and be super big. And then the softer you play, the smaller your air bubble needs to be, and then the more forward it needs to sit. But yeah, behind it, your airstream has to match the size of your air bubble. And that airstream is really only happening in the top like 1/3 of your mouth all the time for all the notes. So even the low C, because everything, as you can see, is sitting super high, right? So your airstream is always, I'll do it in like green. Your airstream is always like up here. Like that, at least that's what it feels like to me. So yeah, I hope that makes sense to you guys. Maybe I can say, because it does go like kind of like 1/3 down the, like something like that. Like that's where you feel the air moving inside of the mouth. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Okay. All right. So now we're going to mess around with articulation. So probably like mostly against the top front teeth, I think. All right, let's try this. Articulation. Yeah, the tongue stays really high. Like I would say I don't even feel it really hitting the bottom of my top teeth. I want to because that's what I'm used to doing for low notes, but it's not. So let me go back here and I will write in for you guys where I'm feeling this. So the tongue goes from, I would say the lowest C, you're actually tonguing here. That's already low enough. And then you basically just kind of like follow generically where the air bubble is, you know, as you go up. So, you know, there, I'll do that. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, the lowest C, I find if I stick my tongue too far out or between my teeth, it's way too far forward. Way too, like it kind of creates this sort of like a messy sound. I'll demonstrate it. Like, so I'm gonna now tongue where I normally tongue, which is like more or less between the teeth for the low notes. Do you hear how it it's like it's blocking the air and it doesn't really want to come out? And it also is thinning out the sound. It's not swallowing it, but it's thinning it out and making it sound kind of so usually that means that it's too far forward. So I'm gonna now do it against the teeth instead. Hear that? You hear how much cleaner that is when I'm tonguing actually behind the teeth, like against the back of the top front teeth. And I'm so not used to tonguing there for low notes. I'm used to tonguing like a little lower against like the bottom edge of the top teeth. Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy how high up this is. Which is nice because I do find that trying to get my students who are not used to moving their tongue around, trying to get them to tongue lower against the top front teeth is a challenge. It is a challenge because it feels so different than how, you know, you would think that you would normally tongue. It's almost like trying to get them to speak a different language, you know? But now, on this flute, they wouldn't have to worry about that. Like, they can just keep tonguing behind their, you know, just behind the top front teeth. It's a little bit of a challenge for me to keep my tongue at the spot because I tend to either ride too high or too low. So for me personally, it's a little bit of a challenge. But anyway, I'm going to now try out double tonguing. So double tonguing should be like the T part should be the same. The K part, I'm kind of wondering how hard I need to go. Okay, so your K doesn't have to make 100% contact with the roof of your mouth. You only need enough to interrupt the airstream and it will sound like clean articulation. So if we go back here, the K does need to be generally a little bit forward, but the K typically is around here. As you can see, it is interrupting where the air wants to flow through. But I don't feel that it's like, it's not all the way up here. It doesn't make 100% contact with the roof of your mouth. You know how like when you're trying to make like a really hard contact with some part of your mouth, you kind of squish your tongue against it. So what I'm saying is that you don't want to squish your tongue against the roof of your mouth. You kind of want to aim for just kind of like almost to the roof of your mouth. And what's going to happen is that the plushness of your tongue is going to make a little bit of contact with the roof of your mouth, but you're not actually like pressing your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Okay. Another way to think of it is that you're doing the K, but maybe at only 60 to 70% of full contact. Yeah, that's how I would describe it. So, and this works throughout the entire range. I will give it another go. That's so funny that the K actually comes out more readily on the low notes, like on the low C, than the T does. Because as we established, it is a little bit of a challenge for me to keep the T part in the correct location because it is such a new location to me that it's really hard for me to like nail it every single time. I can try it a few more times though. I can do it, but I have to be very careful. I can't go crazy fast. Otherwise, I'll ride too high or ride too low. Hi, out of sight. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Okay, we're now gonna go to, we're gonna go to mechanism. Is that right? So I think it's the mechanism, right? I'm just gonna check. Yeah, so harmonics, we did tone color dynamics, mechanism, the articulation mechanism. Yeah, mechanism. I was right. Yes, mechanism. Out of sight, you just had an amazing lesson. Oh, that's wonderful. That always makes me really happy to hear when you guys have great lessons. I am doing well, thank you. And I hope you're doing well as well. All right, so let's try this. Mechanism stuff. I'll be doing like scales and thirds and, you know, various like arpeggios, stuff like that. Okay, I will say the G sharp key is very heavy. I wonder if that can just be adjusted though. Yeah, it seems very, like it's very bouncy though. It's very bouncy, but it is a little bit heavy. Although I wonder if that might actually be a good thing for a beginner flutist, because then they have something to like kind of, it would be a bit of a crutch, but they would, like a beginner flutist would have something to lean their pinky against without it actually opening the key. That's an interesting concept. I didn't think of that. Same thing with the right pinky. The right pinky is also pretty heavy, but it also like might just be like, you can lean on it when you're not using it. You can still lean on it without actually opening it. That's an interesting concept. I hadn't thought of that. Because that would actually be useful if you're new to this. Huh, food for thought. Okay. But otherwise, all the other keys are very even. A little bit of resistance. They're a little bit slow as well, but that typically will even out your technique for you when you're a beginner. So you do actually kind of want this for a beginner model flute. They are even though. Flute for thought. I like that, Nicholas. I do enjoy that the B flat lever is so dang high. They've actually, and I'll just kind of focus on, see if I can get it to focus. Yeah. Do you see how high that is? That is massively high. That's actually insane. And they've actually tilted it even higher, like this part. So it's very easy to find. That's not something you usually find. So for example, this is my Mancke. Do you see how this kind of hugs the other keys on the bottom here? It hugs it. Usually it hugs it, like it's so down low that actually for most of my beginner students, or not quite beginner, but like a little past beginner, You can see it here too. This is also Trevor James, but you can see how they've designed it so that that B flat lever is still nice and low. But for a beginner, they have actually designed it so that it's sitting really high. In person, like you'll see it looks crazy high. I'm seeing that on camera. It doesn't even look as exaggerated as it looks in real life. But yeah, it does look crazy high. Are you sure? But yeah, so yeah, that is actually this actually crazy. That is, you can find it actually. Not only that, it sticks out so much. It sticks out so much that it would actually cause a student to ask their teacher what this key is for, you know? That's really cool. I do enjoy that they designed it like that. I think the other thing that I'm also noticing now that I'm playing it is that the C sharp key is very thin. It's very, very thin, which allows the C key here to like not be so high up. So like, I don't know if it's just my imagination, but like, I feel like this is a little higher up. Is it just my imagination, or did they just decide, like maybe what it is, oops, sorry guys. Maybe what it is that they made the pinky key really tiny because it fits my tiny pinky. Like, I wonder if for like anyone who has hands bigger than me, that you're going to absolutely dwarf this thing. Like, this thing is going to be so tiny to you. Yeah, all of these foot joint keys are crazy tiny. Man, I want that on my own flute. Can't I also have like super tiny keys? No wonder I can actually go around these really easily. Yeah, the pinky key is, all of these are super tiny. How is the lacquer in my copper Trevor James holding up? I think it's okay. It looks okay. You know, eh. Yeah, it is a funky C sharp paddle, isn't it? It's really thin. I think it's because this pinky key is so tiny that this one has to be really thin as a result to match. Because like, if you look at, oh gosh, there's too many things. Too many things. There are too many things. Okay, so if we do a side-by-side comparison, unfortunately, we're gonna have to do it at an angle so that it'll actually fit in here. Okay, do you not see how much tinier? Like, look how crazy tinier that is than my Mancke. It's so small. It's so small. And so they have to make this one really, really thin. On my, this is, okay, to be fair, this is a B foot joint and they have to stash another key up here. But like, legit, this thing is like twice the size of this pinky key. It's actually insane. So to me, this is really comfortable because I have really tiny hands. I want my flute to be like this. Yeah. So you have a roller instead of a paddle, and you find it very nice, doesn't get in the way as much. Interesting, Jackie. That's interesting. So Henry is saying Yamaha has in recent years done the opposite for their 800 series flutes, where the C foot and B foot flutes have the rollers in the same spot relative to the D sharp key. Interesting. Yeah, so this is definitely designed for a small hand. Very much, like including that C key being like placed a little bit higher, you know. and like there are a lot of interesting design choices made with a beginner in mind, like making the pinky keys more resistant so that you don't accidentally open them, you know, or you don't accidentally press them. Very common beginner issue is to accidentally open the pinky keys when you don't want to. Yeah, the super high B flat lever. Yeah, but otherwise it's really nice. This is very, very good. Very good for beginner model flute, exactly what you would want. You want the evenness, but you also want that resistance and the slow action. Because the slow action is much better for a beginner getting used to this type of thing. Okay, very cool. So, I've just realized I took forever doing this review. And I kind of need to go eat dinner soon. What would you guys say? I'm going to ask the Flute Center if they're okay with me holding on to these flutes for a while. Maybe what I might do is not do the Mancke this time. I'm so sorry to, like, you know, tease it and then not actually do it. But I'm looking at the time and I'm like, I think I need like a solid hour to 2 hours to do the Mancke head joints justice. So, Henry. Okay. I'm gonna look at my schedule really quick. Yeah. I might want to do a review like in 2 weeks or so. Yeah, because otherwise I feel like I'm just not gonna do these flutes justice. Like, I'm really not gonna do them justice. And we can't have that. So, yeah, I'm going to send an email to the Flute Center and ask them if I can hold on to the flutes longer. Is that's all right with you guys, right? If I just do the Mancke ones later. I feel like this always happens. I should have known. I should not fight the fact that I just talk so dang much. I really shouldn't fight it. I should just be like, you know, Joe, you just need to do multiple streams for these flutes because you can't shut up. Will the Mancke be on Rose or Mancke? Has to be on the Mancke. I actually tried it in the kind of unboxing thing that I did earlier for my members. I discovered that none of them fit on my on Rose, on my my normal setup, my Brannon. So they'd fit on my Mancke, and they also fit on my Trevor James copper alloy. So I can kind of get a rough idea of how it would feel on my flute. You know, and then the Mancke is particularly interesting though because it is silver. So I feel like it would give you guys a better review of how they would actually respond on a silver flute, which is what I think typically what people will have if they want to buy these head joints. So, yeah. There were no other flutes, Michael, besides these ones. I wanted to review all of them today, but I'm looking at the time going like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Okay, I think to end off, what I want to do is like noodle around and just like play a few pieces. Like maybe I'll do Genshin Impact. Maybe I might try out, you know, certain tunes as I get inspired. But I just want to spend maybe another 5 minutes just kind of like trying different tunes to see what works on this guy. So let's start with my favorite, which is the Genshin Impact main theme. oh, I am finding those low notes very difficult for me to like sit high enough. I did also notice partway through that, yeah, this flute does prefer that richer tone. The hollower tone is not quite as sweet as I would like it to be. So this might be one of those flutes that sort of locks you into a certain sound, which is actually a good thing for a beginner. So for a beginner, you want something that will sort of define a good sound for you. So that good sound is you got to have a lot of space up in the top 1/3 of your mouth, really nice and wide. Flatten that jelly packet up in there, you know, like it's as if you stuck a jelly packet in your mouth and then squashed it up there, you know, just squash. Oh, and then you're just kind of playing with this kind of like space that's been carved out in the top 1/3 of your mouth. Jackie is asking if I'm still playing Genshin. I am. And how have I liked the new region? I love it. I have 100%ed Nod Cry, but I have not finished looking around the Temple of Space. I believe it is. It's the new Mondstadt region. So I haven't finished exploring the new Mondstadt area, but I did finish the side quest there. The world quest there was amazing. So it is. I'm still playing. Okay. So because it likes this sound, it's a more kind of classical sound. I'm going to try out a little bit of Concerto in G, Mozart. So distracted I forgot which note I was supposed to play. But yeah, definitely, yeah, it wants that like really wide space in the top 1/3 of your mouth. Another good one would be some tunes from Fontaine area, because it's French. It's very Frenchy there. I was also thinking Expedition 33 music would be really good with this too. So like if we did okay, here we go. All right. Yeah, it works for this kind of music. This feels natural, you know? So I'm gonna try some Expedition 33 music. It's very French. So this is Alicia, the like main theme. Okay. So I like to do this thing where the middle section, I play a different version. So I'm just gonna put that on the side. Here we go. Sorry guys, I got like a little like thing of saliva going. Okay, couldn't deal with it. Okay. That one needs to be a B natural. I forgot that this version does it wrong. One more time. Okay, so, thank you. So, couple of things. One is I do notice that there is a very sharp drop between the like the bottom of the high register into the middle of the middle register. Like it's such a sharp drop that it is pretty difficult to nail every single time. So for example, it happens, let's see. You hear that? Like I really have to aim really low. So if I do the harmonics again, it should kind of show this same change. Yeah, and it's because the G wants to sit in front of my teeth, and then the C that's above it wants to sit behind my teeth. So doing that change can be challenging on this flute. It's not as smooth as I would want it to be, but it's because I have to shift from behind my teeth to in front of my teeth. So that's the first thing I discovered. But the other thing that I really discovered is that this flute is really good at note endings. Like it's really good at like tapering off. The taper is so responsive on this thing. It's actually really impressive. Because I noticed it a bit on the Fontaine piece, L'Aveuglette, and then I'm really noticing it here. Like I can really taper really nicely. So like it is making me think of Syrinx. So I want to try the opening of Syrinx and then we'll call it there. So let's see. Okay, we'll try the opening of Syrinx. Yeah. Yeah, it's very, very good at the tapering. It's also good at the opposite, like suddenly growing loud. That's very impressive on a beginner flute. Like I don't expect to be able to do those sharp dynamic changes on a beginner model flute. So that is very, very impressive. So I would say that the impressive part of this beginner model flute is just that you can get so much nuance that I do not expect on a beginner model flute. I usually also don't expect beginner model flutes to like really nail the European sound. These are all like, ironically, actually, the Genshin main theme didn't actually work as nicely on this flute as like Alicia, L'Aveuglette, Syrinx here. The like French sound is like, it's so good on this flute. It just does the French sound for you. So I'm very impressed. Okay, I've gone way too long. I need to clean up and have some dinner. So yeah, the next, whoops. Everything is fine, I swear. Everything is totally fine. Okay, okay, nothing happened, guys. Everything is great. Okay. All right. So, just want to say huge thanks to the Flute Center for sending me these flutes. I am unsure if I am going to do a stream 2 weeks out from now or next week. I'm not really sure. So we'll see what I end up doing. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. It's been lovely. You guys are always just really fun to hang out with. Hey, hi, Ethan. How are you? Good morning. Yeah, so I will be back sometime to review the Mancke. The Mancke I'm very excited about. I'm actually kind of sad that I talked too much today. I should have known that this was going to happen, guys. So, oh, thank you, Michael. You're so sweet. But yeah, I'm super happy. This feels right to me. Eventually I will have this this live stream edited down to something that's a little bit more digestible. And then when that comes out, I will also be publishing the prettied up version of the diagram from today on my membership. So yeah, guys, thank you for hanging out with me, and please take care of yourselves. You guys have urged me to take care of myself in the last few months, and I have done it. It was really hard to take some time to just, you know, get my head screwed on correctly again, but it was worth it, and I'm feeling a lot better now, and I'm really happy to be back. So thank you all for joining me. Please stay happy, healthy, and safe to the best of your ability, because there is no music without the musician. Take care of yourselves. I love you very much. I'll see you guys later.